UCLA is a university with unlimited possibilities for students that desire world-class academics and research, unmatched diversity, incredible cultural and social opportunities, successful alumni and career networking, first-class campus facilities, plus America's top intercollegiate sports teams. Located in Westwood, just a few miles from the Pacific Ocean, UCLA's 1 square mile campus is surrounded by famous cities such as Bel Air, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, and Santa Monica.
Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of UCLA Bruin Talk. My name is Dave Marcus. I get to sit next to Naomi Manea, and we have a great show for you. It's the last lazy days of summer, but not for our guests. We're going to have some interesting chats with some guys who are getting ready for their seasons.
Before we talk to our guest, let's take a look at this week's upcoming events.
As we look at those upcoming events, it is great to see football scrolling up the page. It'll be here before we know it. And somebody who's going to be front and center, the guy who takes the snaps, Kevin Prince, UCLA quarterback, joining us on Bruin Talk. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Summer's over. You guys are ready?
Yeah, we're ready. You know, like you said, summer's over. So summer workouts just ended for us. We just got all of our testing in and all that. And so we're ready. You know, we're done with all the lifting and running and all that boring stuff, and we're ready to practice starting Monday, August 9th.
It's got to feel pretty good to actually get the ball in your hands, start airing it out, start running, do all the things you do in football, not just lifting weights.
Yeah, you know, and during the summer, you know, we get our own player run practices, we call it. We get to do those 3 times a week, and we get together and just do 7-on-7 drills and just throw the ball around, get the timing down with the receivers. But, you know, it's not like a full-speed practice, and it certainly isn't anything like preparing for a game. So we're excited to be starting that up.
Kevin, you had a great year last year when you were able to play. You took a beating last year. I mean, probably the gutsiest performance any of us have ever seen. The game against Tennessee, you get racked, you break your jaw, you stay in, you lead the Bruins to an upset win in Neyland Stadium. A lot of the focus this year and the talk in the summer has been the revolver offense or the pistol. And you're the guy, you're the gunslinger. You got to get out there and tell us a little bit about that offense and the role you're going to have to assume.
Well, it's you know, it's very similar. We don't change much of the offense. What changes is that we're in the shotgun and that the tailback is lying directly behind me, and that's where the pistol comes from as opposed to the regular offset shotgun. And we you know, we're going to be doing a lot of the same stuff, but we're going to change the run scheme a little bit where I'll be running zone read, and like you said, I'll be able to run the ball a little more. And, you know, I did get hurt a few times last year, and that's, you know, part of it's just, you know, being young and not really being too smart. You know, I'm used to playing in high school where I could get away with that stuff, and playing on this level, you know, you can't really get away with trying to take on middle linebackers. So, you know, it's going to take more maturity on my end, and so when I'm, you know, scrambling around out there, I'll just have to decide if it's worth it to try to get the first down or just slide and live to play another down.
To many people, football equals strength and power. Can you describe your weight training as well as the rest of your teams and how you're preparing for that?
Well, we, like I said, we've been lifting all summer. I mean, we lift. Our 2 main training periods are in the winter and in the summer. So winter is right after the season. We try to get our speed up, and we try to maintain our strength, get our strength up. And in the summer, we really work on getting in conditioning, getting our conditioning right, especially with the no-huddle offense that we're going to be running. It's important to get in shape and everything, and we work on our strength. So during the summer, the last 6 weeks, we had 3 lifting groups, the 6 in the morning, 8:30, and 3:30 for the freshmen is the last one. And so I would wake up every morning at 5:15 and head over, and we'd get our running going, we'd get conditioning, and then go and lift for an hour and a half. So it's pretty rigorous, 4 days a week, and but we all see the results, and so it makes it all worth it.
Kevin, Norm Chow was in the news recently, signing a contract extension. That's great news for everybody in the Bruin family. You have been the quarterback behind the pretty inexperienced offensive line the last couple of years. Now you got some guys coming back who have some experience. Tell us about the extra comfort level that's going to give you.
It helps a lot, It helps to be able to just sit back there in the pocket and be comfortable. I've been watching some film lately of NFL quarterbacks, especially Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, because those are 2 of the best. And it's amazing to watch them, how comfortable they are in the pocket, and how they could just sit back there with 300-pound guys rushing in their face, and they don't even know that it's coming. I mean, and so it's obvious that they trust their line, and that's a key part to being a quarterback, is being able to trust your line. And I mean, they obviously have my safety in their hands, so it's good to have more experienced guys up there. And we go out to dinner almost every week, me and the linemen do, and so we try to build that relationship of trust and friendship. So.
I can't imagine how scary it must be going out to dinner with offensive linemen.
It's quite a bill. We had them come over to my house once last summer, and it was pretty expensive to try to feed them all. It took a lot of ribs and tri-tip. So
you've got some good targets to throw to too, and a guy that a lot of people are looking at to have a breakout year is Nelson Rosario.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the athletic skill of that wide receiver.
Well, Nelson is a tremendous athlete, like you said. He's extremely tall. He's at 6'5", and he's just got tremendous hands. What he needs to do to be an outstanding receiver is just be more aggressive. And I feel like he's starting to learn that he can compete with any defensive back, and he can get any ball. Some people might recall the Oregon State game last year where he caught a one-handed pass down the sideline and ran it in for 50 yards. Those are the types of things that Nelson can do. And if he just gets the mentality where he can, convince himself that he's capable of doing that on every play, it'll be fantastic for us. And people can't rule out Taylor Embry. That's one of my favorite targets, and he's going to help us out a lot. And then Josh Smith, from a transfer from Colorado, is going to help us out with, he'll be kind of our deep threat. And so when we get those 3 wide receivers in the game at the same time, it's going to be pretty fun for me.
There's just 1 month left before the beginning of the season. What are some of the final preparations that your team's going through to prepare for this?
Well, like I said, we start camp on Monday, and we'll start our first 2-a-day on Saturday, I believe. Not this Saturday, but the next. And so that's going to be key for us, because that's when we really get in and really focus on the season. And once we hit our fall scrimmage, then it's on to preparing for Kansas State. So that final week of preparation is really important for us, and that's when we really get locked in and focused on the season. And so we're all looking forward to it. And so September 4th is coming up pretty quickly.
There's no time to lay back. You open on the road in Manhattan, Kansas, then you come home for a Pac-10 game against Stanford, very good team. You've got Texas on the road this year. What is it going to take for the Bruins to surprise the nation like you did last year at Tennessee? Tell us about that experience and how much that win means to this year.
Well, it helps to know that we're capable of winning those types of games. Neyland Stadium is not a friendly place by any means. It was filled with 102,000 orange people, and it was it was extremely loud, no doubt about it. But it helps to know that we have the same core of guys on offense that played in that game and helped lead us to victory in that game. So, when we go to places like Austin, Texas, it's not going to be, it's not going to be this big surprise to anybody. We know what it's like to play in those types of environments, and Texas is going to be an extremely difficult opponent. But like you said, we got Kansas State first, and then Stanford as our Pac-10 home opener, and with Andrew Luck there leading the way, they're going to be quite the team to battle with. So it's going to be a great season for us, and we're excited for that first 4 games are going to be tough for us. But if we can get out there with a few wins, it's going to be a good start.
Kevin, you redshirted a year. You're playing your 2nd year on the field, but your 3rd year on campus. And you talked about the maturity and the decision-making process. Tell us about how you've learned to deal with crowds like at Tennessee. How do you maintain your composure when everything is going wild around you?
It's something that you try to simulate on the practice field as best you can. We have loudspeakers that play crowd noise and stuff. It doesn't quite capture the moment like it does on a Saturday afternoon, but we try to do that, and Coach Child tries to rattle me up and yell at me and try to get me in game type situations and see how I react. So and just the only way to really start becoming comfortable in those types of situations is to play in them. And so the more games that I play taking snaps from the center at places like Tennessee and Texas and USC and those schools, the more comfortable I'll be in those situations. You see quarterbacks who play 3 or 4 years on the college level, and you can track their progression, and their level of comfort is shown in their statistics.
The other part of being a student athlete here at UCLA is, of course, the student part. So how has your maturity helped you balance that between all the time you spend on the field and working out, and then all the time you spend in classes?
It was tough at first. They really helped out. Our freshman year, they put us in this program called COL, Community of Learners, and all the freshman football players have to go through it. Everybody complains and whines about it, but it's a mentoring program where you have study hall 3 times a week, I believe it was, and you had your personal mentor you had to check in with every week to make sure that you were on top of your classes and everything. So that gave us a good starting point to know exactly what was expected of us and how much focus we'd have to put into our schoolwork to be able to maintain everything else. So that was good. And just like I said with football, just doing it on a day in, day out basis helps you be more comfortable with knowing how much time you have to manage certain things, and keeps you on track for all those things.
I can't imagine a bigger contrast between receiving instruction from Coach Chow, who was a man of few words, and head coach Rick Neuheisel.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what it's like playing for a guy who's been there, who led UCLA, who was the quarterback and is now the head coach.
It's great because, like you said, he's played at UCLA. He's worn the baby blue and gold jerseys, and he has that passion for it. It's not just some random guy who is just hired here to be a football coach. He has the passion for it, and all he wants to do is win, and he'll do anything to help this team win. And what's great about him is he's a player's coach. Like you said, he's been there, so he knows what players want. He knows what players like. It's just great to be coached, especially as a quarterback, by him.
Kevin, you had a great local high school career at Crespi, and UCLA and a lot of schools were looking out for you. And when did you first think about coming to UCLA?
Well, UCLA was my childhood favorite. I mean, my dad went here, and so me and my brother grew up huge UCLA fans. We went to all the basketball games, all the football games, and so I can't remember, a summer that I didn't spend playing basketball in the Wooden Center here, pickup games. So this is where I always wanted to be. This is where I was comfortable.
Was there a moment when you ran out onto the turf at the Rose Bowl and you thought, oh my God, my childhood dream came true, I'm the quarterback of the Bruins?
It didn't really hit, when it really hit me, not when I was actually starting, was the first game my freshman year when we ran out against Tennessee at the Rose Bowl. That was the home opener, and it was a night game, and the place was going crazy. It was a nationally televised game, and that's kind of when it hit me, and that's when I just, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now, and that's when it really hit me that I was, running out with the team, and I was in full uniform like I always wanted to be, and so it's truly been a dream come true to be able to play for the Bruins.
Well, a lot of our fans looking forward to a great year for Kevin Prince and for the UCLA Bruins, and it all gets going just around the corner, a trip to Manhattan, Kansas to face Bruce Snyder and the Wildcats. Kevin, good luck to you on the season. Hope you have a great year.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be right back with more UCLA Bruin Talk after this brief public service announcement.
A trophy can be made just about anywhere. But there's one place where champions are made. UCLA, champions meet here.
Welcome back to Bruin Talk. Before we meet our guest, let's take a look at the Athlete of the Week. This week, we honor Matt Barnes, former UCLA men's basketball player, as our Student Athlete of the Week. Matt recently accomplished his lifelong dream of signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. While at UCLA, Matt was a power forward and was recognized for his efforts to be a strong team player. Matt leaves behind a solid career with the Orlando Magic to join the 2009-2010 NBA champions. Congratulations, Matt, and good luck to both the UCLA Bruins and Los Angeles Lakers. If you would like additional information about UCLA athletics, please visit our website at www.uclabruins.com.
Well, we talked about football a few moments ago, but another team that's getting back into action before you know it is the water polo team. Men's water polo, second year under head coach Adam Wright. They'll be in the pool September 11th to start their season. And Paul Pickell, who redshirted last year, is going to be in there with them. Paul, welcome to Bruin Talk.
Thank you.
You've been working out all summer, but it's got to be exciting knowing you got your first game around the corner.
Yeah, it's really close, and I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Now, you played at Foothill in Santa Ana, just a powerful program. We were
yeah.
chatting before the show. You said you missed out on the new pool there. But you get to play in the new pool at UCLA, second year for the Speaker Aquatics Center. Tell us about that great facility.
It's amazing. It's a great facility, great pool, very beautiful, too. I always walk in there. I'm always smiling at all times.
Do pools have differences? Is one pool fast or one pool slow?
I mean, personally, I played in a lot of pools, and I feel like there's big difference in pools. Like some are kind of thicker water, I feel like, and some are like very thin water that you feel quicker in. So it's really interesting.
How does your approach to this season differ from last year when you redshirted? I mean, you're going to be in there playing in real matches this year. Got to be exciting.
It's very exciting. I just can't wait to get the ball, score a goal for the Bruins.
So it's summer now. Most people are out at the beach or maybe taking a class or two while you guys are out there training.
Yep.
How's it going? How do you keep your mentality strong so that you can prepare for the season ahead?
We just keep reflecting on past season, what we want for the future. Keep on rolling, going against the grindstone, and keep working out.
What's the pressure playing for UCLA? You guys are a target wherever you go. I mean, everybody knows about UCLA water polo. What kind of burden does that expectation carry?
It's a pretty big burden. You know, everybody's gunning for you. You got a big target on your back, but you got to perform. Everybody knows that. So.
Water polo is such a small community. You know, you just see just a bunch of people with the H2O Polo logo on the back of their windows. Everybody knows everybody. How different is it going to be getting into college competition against a lot of guys you played against your whole life?
It's very different. Like, a lot of my great friends are on Cal and USC now, and all over in Stanford too. And it's really interesting, but it's a lovely game. Everybody loves it, and you gotta play hard.
You come from the same high school as a defender on your team. Did you guys consult each other while you were getting ready to go to UCLA, or how did that happen?
We kind of ended up doing the same thing, but when we both decided separately, we were very glad that each other chose UCLA.
Paul, tell us about your strengths in the water. Tell us what the high points of your game and what things you're working on.
My high points is I'm quick. I like to anticipate a lot of things, but I'm not, as you can see, I'm kind of scrawny compared to other water polo players, but I'm working on that. I'm getting big, working out extra in the weight room, just trying to get big.
And how about your goal scoring touch?
More of a quick shot shooter, not a power shooter. I like to fake out the goalie, jump him one way and get him on the other side, or do a little hesitation with my shot.
We talked about the season starting. I mean, there's really no off time for water polo. You guys are in the water all year long. What were your summer workouts like?
We're just mainly going once a day in the morning for 3 hours, and weights 3 times a week. And we get a lot of work done. We use all 3 hours as much as we can. And we have usually tournaments on weekends every now and then, playing either college teams or national B teams or Olympic Club, which is like a older men's team.
It must be exciting to be coming back to the water, like you said. What are you looking forward to this season personally for yourself?
To show how good I am to my teammates, really perform as I was projected in high school, and continue my career in water polo.
We talked about the Pac-10. It's obviously a powerhouse. I think it's still Pac-10. We don't say Pac-12 yet. As you look forward to the upcoming season, you've got the SCs, the Stanfords. Who are the teams that you really are circling on your calendar?
Definitely Cal is going to be one of our number one competition. Also Stanford and USC. Those are the main ones. But UCI is actually a pretty good team. They have a lot of seniors this year, so we got to be ready for them also.
We talked about the water and some pools being fast, some pools being slow. How about the being away from home, playing at home? What's the biggest difference about playing on the road?
Definitely the crowd. The crowd is a major difference because being in a pool and being in a pool complex, usually the crowd is really close. It's like a basketball court. They're right next to you, and they play a huge factor in it.
What sports other than water polo do you particularly follow here at UCLA?
Definitely our basketball and football. I always enjoyed basketball my whole entire life. My whole entire family we play a lot of pickup basketball, so I love following basketball.
And football, we just had Kevin Prince in here. He looked like he'd be a pretty good center defender. He's a big guy.
Yeah, he is a big guy.
Well, you called yourself scrawny. I wouldn't call you scrawny, but you're smaller than a lot of the guys you're going up against.
Yeah,
how do you deal with the fact that you're outweighed by a lot of them?
Just brains over brawn, basically. It goes back to that. I usually try to anticipate what they're about to do and do something before and try to catch them off guard.
You come from a very strong high school team. You received several awards while you were there. Tell us a little bit about that, and then tell us about your adjustments as an incoming freshman at UCLA.
I had a great high school experience. We won CIF my senior year, and it was a great year because most of the guys on the team were seniors and were really happy. So it was a great experience. I really got, early in my water polo career, I wasn't really contributed to a bunch of my success, but later on, I got the recognition that I always wanted. But transferring to college, there's a huge difference in play. You got guys 4 years older than you, bigger, stronger, and quicker, and you really got to just up your game.
Your head coach is Adam Wright. Of course, he took over for Adam Krikorian, who went on to national coaching duties. He's also entering his second year at UCLA. Tell us about Coach Wright's coaching style.
I actually like his coaching style. He tells you when you do something wrong right away, but he's very good at telling you what to do right and making sure that you know what to do in any situation. And he's very approachable. Like off the pool, he'll help you with anything. So.
You told us before we started our little chat here, we were talking about the Speaker Aquatic Center. It's a beautiful facility, great place to watch a game, but you were saying that it's loud. The gutters make the sound of the water really loud in there, and that sometimes you almost can't hear your coach. Does your coach know that?
Yes, he knows that. He actually, the first couple of weeks, we got little blow horns, so he can like yell at us through little horns, like little speakers, and so we can actually hear him. But now he kind of developed the voice, get a little louder, and really recognize how loud the gutters are.
The goal of UCLA water polo is always national championships. I mean, that's what this school is founded on. Is it tough to get up for a regular season match?
It is, but I mean, you gotta go back to your warm up, your pregame session, whatever you like to do. Everybody's different. Like I like to do a lot of stretching on land and just listen to music and just prepare myself for the game. And you just gotta do that for every game. So every game's the same game, basically.
At UCLA, student athletes are expected to do well at school as well as in the water, in your case. And a lot of water polo players here actually do really well in school. Do your teammates help you stay focused?
Oh yeah, we're very big on our academics. Our coach is very big too. He makes sure that we go to tutoring, and I love the free tutoring. I utilize everything at my disposal. And everybody on the upper class really makes sure that we're doing good in school and making sure we're on task also.
How about your academic pursuits, Paul? Have you chosen a major?
I'm thinking about physiological science because I want to be going into sports medicine later on. So that's my goal right now.
Sports medicine is very important in water polo.
Yes, it is.
A lot of contact in the sport.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any things that practicing at the college level for a couple of years, techniques you've learned that you didn't think you'd have to know when you were in high school?
Definitely more grappling because there's a lot more physical and you're grabbing each other and making sure your defender doesn't move and try to steal the ball. So you do a lot more grappling.
I'm looking at you, and I'm hearing you talk about anticipating the play. I'm thinking in the back of my mind of Wayne Gretzky, a guy in another sport who always seemed to know where the play was going before it got there. Do you ever look at players in other similar sports to kind of see how they approach the game?
Oh, definitely. Sports is pretty much universal in the anticipation department, and I really look at all different kind of professional athletes who really like to anticipate the game.
Some matches are easier, some are harder. How does your team prepare for the harder ones, the more competitive matches?
We do a lot more scrimmages that are more geared for those teams. We'll have a scout team. I was on it last year, and so I gotta play Stanford or Cal for a whole week, and we would just practice like that, break down all their plays, a lot of film and everything.
The workouts for water polo players are legendary. Everybody hears about the 5 a.m. in the pool. Tell us about, during the season, what your workouts are like when you got games coming up on the weekend.
They're pretty tough. We do a lot of different kind of stuff. We have called battle lines, where you have a team of 5, and you line up, and one guy goes through every person, egg beating as hard as you can for about 30 seconds. So it's continuous, and by the time they're in the line, you're getting killed. So it's a rough sport.
And certainly endurance. I mean, most of our viewers wouldn't be able to tread water for an entire water polo game. You guys never touch the bottom of the pool.
No.
You've got to have great endurance.
Yeah, that's one of the key factors in water polo.
What kind of things do you do to build up your endurance?
We do a lot of hypoxic stuff. We'll breathe less on certain laps and breathe, kind of go down a level. We'll go a 50 hard, 2 laps hard, then 1 underwater swim, so to build up our oxygen level, and also builds up our endurance.
What are you looking forward to for this season?
Mostly to play. I can't wait to prove myself on the team and making sure people recognize who I am.
Well, we look forward to a great season for you. Now, remember, the hypoxic exercises work in the water. Don't do it in class. We don't want you going without breathing in class.
I'll make sure I don't do that.
But we're looking forward to a great year for UCLA Water Polo. Right around the corner, September, the season starts. You can follow all the exploits of the water polo team on UCLABruins.com. Paul Pickell, best of luck in the upcoming year.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us on UCLA Bruin Talk. We'll be back next time with another great show. For Naomi Minea, I'm Dave Marcus. So long for now.